Warning, the following stunts are done by trained professionals. Actually, we're not trained. Robbie is just a dumbass and decided to do a drunken fantasy football podcast. The thoughts, opinions, and takes are ours and ours only. It is not our fault if you lose in fantasy football or sports gambling. Viewer discretion is advised.
What is good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the one and only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. This is Rumboyz After Dark, the most lit fantasy football and sports wagering betting show to ever grace a Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. Give yourselves an applause for tuning in. Give yourselves an applause, right? Make sure you like, make sure that you comment, make sure that you subscribe. Ayo, get like me. See, I'm rocking my GLD. I got the Commander's chain on. Ayo, let's show them some of the products that we got. We coming off a big win. We're going to talk some more about that later.
Hop out in Miami when no land, ain't got no understanding. Out of here, I'm burning, or turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good friend, girl, when you're not.
All righty, and without further ado, we have to get into the cast and crew. Ladies and gentlemen, first up, stepping up to the mic, give it up for Drop the Mic FF. What's good? What's good? What's good?
What's up?
There we go. There we go. I was going to say, what the fuck? There we go.
Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, last but certainly not least, give it up for Jeff, the Scout.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing tonight?
Yo, super excited for tonight's show. We have a laundry list of topics that we got to get into, so we're going to get into it very fast. But before we do, gentlemen, it's been quite a week, okay? So it's been quite a week. Whether it is work, personal life, or even just your fantasy team. Okay? We're all going through something. Hug each other, love each other, appreciate each other. Cheers to me, cheers to you, all the Rum boys and girls. What a do. Dilly dilly. Like, comment, subscribe. Join the family. Let's get it.
And no, what you got today, Mike? What is that? You're hiding it from us.
Let's just say there's tea and other stuff.
Ingredients.
One main ingredient. It might start with a W and come from the state of Kentucky.
Ah.
Ooh.
Water.
Water. Kentucky water.
I got a mango sour, and whoa. My intention was to like taste it on air to see my reaction.
Well, that didn't go out well, did it?
Yeah, that was not a good reaction, bro.
Whoa.
It's like my reaction to last night's game.
I wasn't ready. Really quick before we get into tonight's show, how about them Hokies? How about the boys, eh? The boys from Virginia?
Are they winning?
Oh, yeah. 21-14. We're doing the damn thing. Minute 55 left in the first half. Yeah, we're leading for fucking second half, bro. It's great. It's fucking amazing. Okay? Put some respect on our names. Of course they're winning because the day that I don't bet on the boys, they go out there and seamlessly they're going to go ahead and it looks like they're going to give Miami a run for their money. So let's go Hokies, right? Let's go Hokies. We're all cheering for the Hokies tonight. All right, well then fuck you both.
I don't care, honestly.
Let's get into tonight's show sheet. We have plenty of college football that we're going to talk about tonight because just overall, the football world has been on fire. Like overall, the football world, the sport from top down has just been insane. Of course, as always on Rumboyz After Dark, we do start with, oh my gosh, my man's just evaded backside pressure like it was nothing, and then lowered his shoulder. As always, we do have to recap Thursday night football. As last night, the Dallas Cowboys visited the New York Giants in a 20-15 divisional road win. CD and Neighbors, respectively, look great for fantasy managers, but damn, do I personally have some thoughts about both these two teams. That's just from a standpoint of me calling the game. We'll get into that later. I turn to you boys for your thoughts on last night's debacle. Like, depending on who you ask, some people are like, oh, like the Cowboys are back. I'm like, you're just looking in the win column. Did you watch film? But I digress. Mike.
All right. So
mid.
Well, no. Well, I want to get to that after we all go because I have another. Like when I messaged you the other night, or messaged in the group chat, and then I messaged you privately, and I said, "Hey, I got access to all 22, and I'm bored. What do I watch?" And you said what you said.
I was like, figure out why Dallas is broken.
No. So,
figure out why Dak is broken.
You said, you didn't say Dallas. You said a certain name. So I want to get to that because I have something I want to bring up about the film that I watched. But my topic, no. But what I'm bringing up now is about last night and last night only. Then I want all of us to go, and then I want you to throw it back to me real quick. But here's about last night. To me, it wasn't about Dak. It wasn't about CD. It wasn't about Neighbors. It was the reason we thought this game was okay. There was good parts to this game. It felt so shitty because freaking 45 freaking yellow freaking handkerchiefs got thrown on the freaking field.
Bro.
It was so choppy. I don't blame that on the star players. I blame that on the coaches.
Those penalties in the first quarter, those like first like three.
You mean 4 in a row with four flags and 4 plays?
Yeah, where it was like the one the face mask. The face mask where it was like
invisible face mask?
Yeah, I was like, wait, there was a face mask.
Just the other way.
On the offense.
Yeah, the other way.
Yeah, they called the other. I was like, what? When did? So that's my first complaint. But Mike, continue. I digress.
So when it comes to the Cowboys, their passing games is fine. I'll get to that later. This running game, actually, the running games on both freaking teams last night were inept. They were like a 65-year-old guy going to the bar and trying to find a honey and having to freaking do the thing and not being able to do the thing. I mean, Singletary, 1.3 yards per carry?
1.1.
1.1? Okay. It's even worse than I thought. 1.1 yards per carry. And I don't know about you, Jeff, but it looks like Robbie's frozen and he's like about to freaking watch freaking Singletary on another play.
Look at what Leaf just said. I'm going to fix this. But yeah, look at what Leaf said.
Oh, no, exactly. But here's the other thing. And that was about that. Not about the Neighbors passing or whatever. When you have a team that can do whatever they want from the 20 to the 30, but then they can't do shit after that. That's what the Giants were last night. They were able to move the ball, and then once they got to the 30-ish, they couldn't do diddly squat. Jones couldn't do anything in the 30, the 40. They had to just kick field goals all day. I think Dable's overrated. I think it's being proven that Dable might be overrated as a head coach. Robbie, how many times have me and you talked on and off camera that there's guys that are meant to be head coaches and there's guys that are just meant to be OCs only? I think that could be Dable. And the way McCarthy plays, he doesn't deserve to be either.
I don't think that that's necessarily Dable's situation because we haven't seen Dable have the same caliber that he had in Buffalo.
But he was supposed to be the quarterback whisperer. But they brought him in. They brought him in because he's a quarterback whisperer.
Daniel Jones is goofy. Even last night,
I agree. But they said he could fix them.
Looked good on the plays that he looked good. It was still like, why the fuck do you look like a deer in headlights? Why do you not look like you're getting more confidence as the game is progressing?
It's that stadium. It does it to people. Look at Sam Darnold, damn it.
I agree with parts of that, but I also counteract that and I combat that with the fact that other teams go in there to face that fucking team.
Oh, I know.
And they seem to be able to put on a goddamn show. They seem to be able to put out a blockbuster production when they have to face the Giants.
But that's the difference.
No disrespect when they have to face the Jets.
No, but that's the difference of what you're talking about. And I think Jeff will agree with this being a Jets fan. I'm not talking about people that go in once a year. I'm talking about people that have got to go in and play that stadium 8 times a year, meaning in everything else that goes with it. All the publicity, all the shine, having them play in New York, having them play in New York as a top 10 draft pick out of the freaking school of Duke. All 3 of us on this panel right now know our college football, and we all know that Duke is not a football powerhouse.
No,
they're
Duke
more
is
known
not
for
a
slam
football powerhouse,
dunks
and that is something that we have always said. Okay, we go back to even interviewing Daniel Jones.
I agree with you.
Something that was always said.
You're acting like I disagree with you.
It's people that go to Duke are clean cut. People that go to Duke are meant to play fucking lacrosse. Okay, if they want to play a contact sport, that's the fucking contact sport they need to be playing at Duke. All right, unless you're black and you're playing basketball, that's a different fucking topic for a different podcast.
I wasn't gonna say it. I knew it was coming.
But with that simultaneously being said, okay, I've told this story plenty of times where it's like, yo, Daniel Jones kind of gives me like Silver Spoon vibes. Like he doesn't give me that, that raw talent, like, like go out there, get it out the mud type. His rushing stats come from him running for his fucking life. It's not because he's a talented runner.
No.
It's because he's scared. Like
he has a left tackle in Andrew Thomas, but he doesn't have much besides that in the O-line either.
And like Leafs mentioned, fucking hospital passes to receivers. My goodness. Hey, Neighbors will probably be back. It's a long week for them, so
they're lucky they got the 10 days.
Yeah, they got the mini bye. Jeff.
So penalties were definitely an issue, but I think my biggest takeaway from this game was Mike McCarthy still can't call a game.
Yep.
That first quarter, Mike McCarthy had the Giants by the throat and then for some reason decided it was a great idea to just run the ball for the next 3 quarters.
Bro,
Jack and Andy in that first quarter was just money.
Why is Luke K and freaking CeeDee Lamb in the backfield? Why are we using CeeDee Lamb had 4 fucking touches last night out the backfield, or like 3 touches out the backfield last night? Like
McCarthy's he's lost in the sauce with what he's doing. I mean, that's an issue all in itself. And if you watch the game, you could people who don't know football would be like, why in the third quarter are they not doing what they did in the first quarter? I don't know. McCarthy's terrible at doing.
He's on a fucking hitman mission to get CeeDee murked, bro. That's what the fuck that shit was, okay? Like, I may not like the Dallas Cowboys, but you know what I do like? I like my fucking fantasy shares, Jeff. You hear me? I like my fucking fantasy shares. And granted, I may not have CeeDee Lamb all over the place to the exact point that you're making. We want to talk about hospital passes. How about hospital situations? Putting CeeDee Lamb in that backfield even fucking once, utilizing him as if he was Deebo Samuel. You're not that guy, pal. You're a guy. You're one of those like but you're not that like that's not you. Yeah, that was frustrating. I'm sorry. Continue. Your take struck a nerve for me.
That was one of my big ones when I took away from that game. Um, I, I'm really concerned about Dallas's defense for two reasons. One is the injuries, and I almost wonder if this is like an overuse of the running back type thing, right? We saw their best defensive players all go out with injuries, and they weren't freak injuries. These were regular football contact type injuries, right? Are these guys getting overplayed? Like, what's happening with this defense? I know you lost your defensive coordinator, but what was once the scariest defense in
Yeah.
the NFL now looks like Swiss cheese, and it's a problem. And it's a major problem because I don't know if anyone's paid attention. Dallas hasn't drafted a shit ton of defense in the last couple of years. The one guy they did, Agent Zero, Agent Zero showed up.
You can't afford depth pieces. You can't build a football team because you're paying Dak and CD. And then you're still trying to figure out how you're going to pay Micah next year.
They did hit on Agent Zero, which is what he was known in Texas, and that's overshown. I mean, he went in the third round because he had a knee injury, busted his stock down, but they hit on him. That kid looks like a legit linebacker. He looks just as good as Michael Parsons does. Phenomenal player. And then my last takeaway from this game, you can hate it or love it. If Daniel Jones continues to play like this the rest of the season, I bet there's a 99% chance they do not take a quarterback in the first round because they think Daniel Jones is good enough. If they get a receiver or a running back, they now have a team. And I think it's going to screw them out of that quarterback.
That, and then there's a contract situation with Jones, you know. So no, I agree with you with the quarterback stance for New York. With going back to Dallas, I don't think that it's necessarily a Zimmer situation. I think that the situations that Zimmer is used to being able to put an offense in isn't working out. Like the personnel and then you add like the injuries. Like Dallas has no fucking weapons outside of CD Lamb.
But Zimmer has also never been a 3-4 defensive coordinator. I talk about this all the time when I scout players. If he's a 3-4 outside linebacker, that doesn't mean he's a 4-3 defensive end.
So
you took Mike Zimmer away from a
4-3. You have two issues. You have McCarthy's
horrible play calling.
Zimmer is getting hit with the injuries to his personnel. That defense can't defend the run. They have no weapons offensively to where the defense even gets time to be able to get a rest. So because the offense can't stay on the field long enough to sustain drives and wins, the fact that the Giants were whooping their ass in time of possession is insane. There is no point to where New York should ever win that fucking battle.
It's even more insane when you have time of possession. It's like 70% of the game, and you didn't score a touchdown.
That was my point about the whole. You can do whatever in the middle, but you can't do when it gets down to it.
It's I don't think that Devontae Adams is faking a hammy. I think that Devontae Adams has generally been overused. But that's besides the point. There's too many predictions right now of where Devontae Adams is going to go, and I'm not trying to get into that conversation right now. Cowboys should beat the Steelers. I'm going to save that. I'll table that one. Let's see what the Steelers do this week because so far it's been so damn good. Yo, what up? Geek Millie. What up, Jeff? Tay Munford Crosby out. It's over. You have some insiders. I'll name drop Rappaport. That today they were on their own shows saying that Remember, Crosby has been doubtful before and then went full active like the same day. So that's my opinion about just Max Crosby specifically. But given that, I did drop the Raiders defense against Carolina against the chart. No, damn it.
Browns.
Yes, they're playing the Browns. Because at first I thought that was going to be a gimme, and then I picked up the Chiefs to compete against the Chargers because that Chargers offense is fucked up from top to bottom.
We'll get to more about that in a little bit. About not the Chiefs, but the other game.
Yes, I got like so jumbled there for a second. Brad, what is good? What is good? Boop, boop, boop. Not football related, but the Gritty Tigers have made the playoffs. Let's go. How's that shit? Oh, no, that was the pick from earlier.
No, it's at halftime.
Yeah, I was like, we're not.
No, I turned it on when you were yelling about that other play. So I turned it on and it's at halftime now.
I know. I got so excited for 2 seconds. I was like, oh wait, no, that's the same one I saw earlier. Virginia Tech up 24-17. Miami, suck it. Really quick, big NIL topic, shocking the football world. UNLV QB Matt Sluka came over from Holy Cross.
Yep.
All right. Basically like a fifth year super senior kind of a situation. Said he's not playing no more until he gets his 100,000 that he was verbally promised for transferring over after receiving a $3,000 stipend to move. So far, $3,000 of this thing is what it sounds like is paid. Or I don't know if it's a separate $3,000 on top of the 1K. We'll get into that. All right. Are we seeing a fugaze of NIL usage where schools are basically taking advantage of players and, let's be honest, families and parents that have no business acumen whatsoever? Let's keep in mind, Sluka may never even see 100K ever again. Do we need to hurry up and start putting up guardrails on NIL? Like, what would that even fucking look like?
Me first?
Chad.
Well, so for NIL, I thought this should have been in place from the start. Huh?
Nothing.
Oh, I thought this should have been in place from the start. There should be NIL regulations. And I don't mean regulation on how much money or where it comes from or whatever, but it should be party A, party B, comes in a contract, that goes up to the NCAA, it is signed off on, that is legal documentation. That is how the NIL should be. We should think that is the way it should have always been. Now, Sluga actually got $3,000 for 4 months. That was his stipend. The verbal thing came from the offensive coordinator, and the head coach said he didn't know anything about it. Now, if that's the case, if that's what's happening, I think there also needs to be a different regulation. I think NIL deals need to come with repercussions. If you are a college who busts a player because you lied about your NIL, you lose scholarships. If you are a player who takes an NIL deal, goes to a school, suddenly you think you're worth more, and then you want to transfer because it's not enough, you sit out a year. Because you know what? I think you can't just play this all day, every day game, and it's going to come down to that. We remember back in the day, if you transferred, you sat out a year. It didn't remember what you transferred for. It doesn't matter at all. Head coach got fired. You lost your job. You changed your degree program. Didn't matter what it was. And I think that's what it has to come down to, because UNLV may be in the spotlight for this, because for the first time in ever, they're in the coaches poll. Saluka was leading them to an undefeated season. UNLV finally looks good. But I guarantee you, there's 139 FBS programs now.
Art said a casino owner said he would give UNLV's $100K. So Sluka, hey, they're sold in the city trying to foot the bill.
He can't take it. UNLV already told him no. because it comes from gaming money.
The gaming money is the issue on that one.
Yeah. So there's like 139 programs. If you tell me this is the first one, it's bullshit. Because we all remember, even though it's now no longer like pertinent information, there once was a player who went to Florida for $5 million that apparently never existed and now plays quarterback at Arizona State.
Damn you!
All
You
right,
son
Mike,
of
go ahead.
Jordan Rashada is his name, and that was going to be my freaking example. So no, I am not going to do it. I am not going to be quiet on your take anymore later because that had my take, and you just took mine. So screw you. No, okay.
No, Mike. Now I want to hear your thoughts. Go.
I'm going to give my thoughts. I'm saying on another take later where he's asked in the chat for people to be quiet. That was my take. So
hey,
now
no,
he's
emphasize more here. Emphasize more here, though.
Okay, so on this one, before I get, because I wanted to preface earlier, I was going to preface before I got into Jordan. So I'll get back to Jordan Rashada, but that is who Jeff was talking about. I have been saying from jump, I told you, you're ugly mug from jump, when you, from day one, before NIL was an official thing, and you were, they should be getting paid. They should do this. They should do this. But when it was a talk and it didn't come into action, and you were like, then I'm like, I'm not disagreeing with you, but the way it's going to end up is going to be a cluster F, and it's going to be a problem.
We knew that was going to happen. And we've had
They
topics
could have
before
gotten
about clusterfucks.
But what I'm saying is they could have easily, and I agree with Jeff about Jeff's point, if they leave after 4 games, they should have to sit out a year like they did before. We said from the jump this was going to happen, and they easily could have stopped this with rules on both ends of the goddamn spectrum, the player spectrum and the team spectrum. Shit like this is honest truth. One of the reasons I think, even though I don't like him because where he coached, the greatest college football coach of all time, Nick Saban, is no longer a coach. Part of it is stuff like this, that he did not like how the NLA was being done overall.
Here's
it's just a sign of that.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Saban, though. Okay? He was at a program that was already doing it underneath the table.
Without a doubt.
2,
Tennessee never did that, by the way.
He could easily sustain and it not be, you know what I mean?
Oh, I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, like, we all know that's part of the reason. There's more to him leaving.
NIL works in his favor.
Oh. Duh.
I don't know if NIL works in Alabama's favor, to be honest with you.
Oh,
because players go to Alabama for 1 year and go to the NFL draft. Dylan Raiola was supposed to go to Georgia, got a fat-ass deal, and now he's in Nebraska. I don't think NIL works for high-end teams, to be honest with you.
I'll be honest. Dylan Raiola, let me go on a little bit of a soapbox, and then I'll stop.
Dylan.
And no, it's not because who he's trying to be. Dylan Raiola has pissed me off for years. And I say years, even though he is a freshman. One, it's because he decommitted from probably, 6 schools? USC.
It was like
Georgia.
10 schools in 1 year
blah.
or something like that.
But here's the thing. Did you expect anything? I mean, I know me, you, and Robbie are tied into more than we should because we're freaking degenerates, and we can't deny that. Especially, I mean, both, even you on the college side, we all know what we're talking about. How rare is it? I mean, it's rare, but for the point, how rare is it that a kid has offers and everything else from freshman year on and goes to 4 goddamn different high schools, transfers after freshman, transfers after sophomore?
Because he's looking for an opportunity. Homie is trying
let me speak.
Wait.
Then he transfers to Georgia, a high school in Georgia, because he decommits from USC and he's going to go to Georgia. And then he goes to another school because that school wasn't as good as he thought. And then he goes to freaking Nebraska. The players are all about the players. They know they can get the NIL deal. That's why they can get paid. They can go wherever they're going. They can go freshman year here, sophomore year here, junior year here. Jeff brought up the fact that people were going to Alabama for 1 year, even like Jameson Williams went for 1 year. There's no problem with that. But when you're jumping, that needs to be stopped. Right. And they thought doing the NIL was going to solve the issue of, the players are being screwed over by the schools, which I agree they were. They have to sit out and everything. But is it tilting partially the other way? And I think that's what Jeff's point was about the players leaving this and that, where they have to be accountable for leaving in the mid-year because that screws over the team as well. I understand the UNLV situation is sticky. I'm just saying in general, they lost a running back, and the running back is saying it has nothing to do with NIL.
No, I agree. I agree that yes, there has to be guardrails in that regards. I think there also has to be guardrails and protections for the families.
Oh, hands down.
Yeah,
it needs to go both ways. Is all I'm saying. And there's nothing there at all.
No, it does have to go both ways. Like it can't be one side can't get away with more than the other. I feel when it comes to this particular topic in regards to fixing the issues within NIL, within name, image, and likeness. I mean,
well, isn't that why
Saban said it today? He was like, I agree. Like, yes, the players, should get paid. He's like, I'm not saying that I'm against it. He was like, but what you do mess up, to Jeff's point, is like you mess up the development of an actual program, of an actual player, being in a system, actually learning a system, progressing through it. Like hell, Brady brought it up. Tom Brady brought it up. He was like, he had to learn, how to like work within a system and develop with the other players and the other guys. And I mean, it wasn't until end of year 4, like basically 5th year at Michigan that he got full playing time. So he had to work. And there's something to that makes you better.
And when is it gonna start? I guess this is one thing that's started to really kind of bother me or make me think about, especially when I'm scouting and doing other things. When are we going to have a sliding scale with NIL? Because it's coming. Where they're like, hey, we'll give you $1 million if you win 6 games, $3 million if you win 10 games, if you win a bowl game, a national championship.
I think
when does that now affect the coaching staff and the AD? Because you paid this guy X amount of money, or was supposed to. He comes out in a press conference, coach screwed me out of $4 million because he called bad plays 3 times this year.
Yep.
That's where we're headed. And it's going to happen. We're going to see it somewhere.
Well, I think we're still a little bit away from that because first we have to fix the underlying bottom issues with it. I don't think they're just going to jump straight to that. Blue Jays ask, should I be starting Hubbard or Steele?
I wouldn't touch Steele at all this week.
I'm leaning Hubbard. I'm not touching Steele this week because
I'm touching Steele, but not in that decision.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch Steele if he was at a Diddy party.
Yeah, I wouldn't go that far.
All right, what's our next topic?
Hold on. Let's see. Players these days love Lambos and Hellcats. Uzis and Raris. Oh my gosh. Uzis and Lambos, baby. Uzis and Lambos.
Uzis and Lambos. Now I don't even know I don't even know if that homeboy's even in the freaking league anymore.
I don't think it is. Let's see here. This one sent shockwaves through the football world. I've heard multiple different conspiracy theories.
Oh God! When you start talking conspiracy theories,
but
halftime, boys.
There's one specific big one I actually do believe. Versus what reports are saying, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Okay, Kyrie.
San Francisco 49ers delivered a combination, if you will. Okay, a sandwich. They made a sandwich, right? In the middle of the sandwich, what the patty is just the team itself, okay? And the buns were good news and then bad news. All right, bottom bun. So we'll start with the good news. All right, we'll start with the good news. For fantasy managers out there, it sounds like that George Kittle and maybe even Debo. Wait till Sunday morning to get details about Debo. Will likely be full go Sunday. Now we flip over to the bad news side of things. CMC apparently has severe tendonitis. We hear some reports where it's not severe. We hear some reports that it is. No one knows. All right. He's flying to Germany to get the procedure taken care of. It is the same procedure that, Kobe Bryant took care of, so on and so forth. Many athletes have done this before. There's just different things that you can do overseas medically that you can't do here. Hey, universal healthcare. Yeah. So many are saying that the organization knew the severity of CMC's situation this whole time. All right. What are your thoughts on when we may get CMC back on the field, if we even do? And how should fantasy managers be moving forward? I'll be honest, he got dropped in my league as soon as it got announced he was going to Germany. Like, my homie was like, yeah, fuck this. I was like, you're bold. And then we also have a fantasy question, but we're going to get to it. We're going to get to these ones here in a second.
We'll do that. Yeah. We can, yeah. I think your homie is dumb.
I think he's dumb too, but he's also 0-3, so he's super emotional right now.
So
the league already voted to put him back on his roster in IR.
So I drafted him in a couple leagues at 101. I have him in a dynasty league that the startup was when his last full year in Carolina Blue, and then the second year was the year that he got traded. Am I worried about CMC? Yes. I heard this on another podcast that I listened to today. It came out the other day. We all know who I'm going to bring up about going to Germany, and that is RIP Mamba mentality. Yep. But besides Kobe going over there, a couple of the ones that I totally forgot even went over there, but it was brought up in another pod, was one, Peyton Manning,
yep,
and Usain Bolt. And Usain Bolt went a whole nother Olympics with like 3 or 4 more golds after going to Germany. So, like you said, they can do other stuff in Germany, whatever. Do I think that's it's the end of the road for CMC? Absolutely not.
No.
But what I think the Niners are doing with CMC, and I'll sum up CMC so I can go to the other topics about it, is especially, and I do think they knew more early. I do think they knew earlier.
Oh, I definitely think that Shanahan knew. I 100% believe that Shanahan fucking knew way ahead of time.
But here's the other thing I think they also did. I think in the first couple, because it was after week 2 that we found out he was going to Germany, right?
Hmm.
I think they were testing out what they had in-house. And they saw they had Jordan Mason. He was doing decent. They're like, hey, we can use him while we get CMC healthy. This team is win the big game or the season is shit. That's what this team is. And so if you don't get CMC, of course our fantasy rosters disagree, but if you don't get CMC till week 12 and you nurse him along and then he's full healthy at week 15 and then into the playoffs and you win the Super Bowl, it's a successful season for the 49ers. And I think that's what they're doing.
I do agree with that as well. Someone offered me CMC and Olave for Mason and JSN. Thoughts? Probably not. Yeah. I get that you have Barkley and Gibbs, but like in a year like this year, running backs, I want to be holding on to that. I especially want that depth heading into the playoffs. Like, it sounds like you have a really good record, George.
So my only other point about the Niners, and the only thing I want to bring up is I still
Jennings and Henry.
In all heart of hearts, I'm still starting Jennings, but here's why. and this is what I wanted to bring up. I do not think Debo plays.
I don't think that Debo plays.
I think Kittle plays, and I would still start Juwan. But
Yeah.
the other thing that I need to see from the Niners, where the living hell, and I know he's been targeted, but production-wise, where the living hell is I just got paid Brandon frickin' Ayuk. Holy shit.
They need to get him. They need to get him more heavily involved. So yeah, Bouye's, Jennings, and then to Rachel Henry.
Oh, Rachel.
Those ones were quick and easy ones.
Henry over Pollard all day long.
Yeah, Henry over Pollard all day long.
Jeff, your turn.
So I think everyone knew, but I'm going to take this one a different way. This seems to me a lot like the Jack Eichel scenario from the Buffalo Sabres a couple years ago.
Oh God, you went deep.
I think both the coach and CMC knew what was going to happen, but I think the team and CMC were at odds with how to deal with this injury. Would they allow him to go to Germany to go get this done? Because it is an illegal procedure in the United States to have stem cells done. You know, we don't know a whole lot about this. This isn't a very common thing in the area that he's having it done in for the position he's having it done in. Is this going to hurt or help him? So I think everyone knew a while ago. I think this was an in-house battle about whether or not they were going to let him do it or not. And to be honest, this team has to say in that. Go ahead, Mike. What do you think?
Do you still think it's an in-house battle? Do you think it's actually – do you think the Niners are fully on board?
No, I don't think they are at all. I don't think the Niners are fully on board, but I think they saw this as either CMC can stay where he's at and we don't know what we're going to get, or he can go and try this treatment and we're going to see if we're going to get him back. I don't think the 49ers are still on board, and I think you can kind of tell that by the way they're being very cautious on what they tell you about Christian McCaffrey.
That's why
that's
I
one of the things I am noticing. So, like, I think that we're at a point now with the situation to where not even the team knows. Like, I think the team knew that it was severe. I didn't. As it develops, I'm like, okay, maybe it's like you know, like, hey, like this is like it's as bad as we originally thought. Like, we need to get it taken care of. My thing is why not get this taken care of a lot sooner? Like, if you were to tell CMC, hey, we want you to get this taken care of like right away, he's gonna do it because he cares about his body so damn much. You know.
But I think when we like the same thing when we talk about Jack Eichel, the Sabres wanted him to get healthy. They just didn't like the procedure he wanted. And the 49ers may have been the same way. CMC wants you healthy. We don't trust his procedure. I mean, there's not a lot of it being done. There's not a lot of information to go off of. And for people out there, when you want to talk about sports injuries and things like that, if you don't think teams and their doctors, every team has multiple of them, by the way, who get paid millions of dollars a year to literally tell you what to do with your injury, go deep dive into this shit, you're insane.
But we also have to admit that healthcare for us and knowledge and such is vastly different.
Well, like, ours is more political based than other countries.
Yeah, exactly. And then that comes down to you know, like, you know, something that we won't get into, but 27-17 Virginia Tech up. But with that also simultaneously being said and stated, I think that's why, you know, you kind of seek that extra treatment. You know, plenty of athletes have done it before. You know, Christian McCaffrey's a guy that's not afraid to go out there and do what is necessary to make sure that he's up to par to go out there and score touchdowns on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays. So I from a health standpoint, I applaud it. From a fantasy football standpoint, pisses me off.
Yep.
I think if you're in redraft for me, he can stay on your IR or you can drop him because I don't think he comes back in time for your playoffs for it to matter.
Exactly.
That's where I don't know how I feel about.
So I have seen a combination of different things happen. I have seen him be dropped. I have seen him be stashed. I have seen him be traded. The trades are pretty ugly.
They're crazy.
They're crazy. Yeah. You know, you have some people that are with the player like CMC, you are able to get away with a lot of shit because the psyche behind it is, okay, if I drop you, someone's going to have to drop something, you know, that's probably going to help me in order to be able to get him. You know, and there's a lot of teams that are 0-3, 1-2 right now that are going to make dumb decisions to overcompensate for like, oh, well, like, you know, I need to get a run. Or there's even those guys that are on the 2-1, 3-0 spectrum. They're like, if I can go ahead and stash CMC now, like I'm not good. Like and they're going to be getting ahead of themselves, you know. So like you can rely on the classic ad drop because you know someone's going to make a dumb decision that might benefit you at least a little bit to win enough games to get you into the offs. That's all that you need in fantasy is to get into the offs. Like once you start getting into championship talk, it's just at that point just locking in, you know, and hoping that your players do what the fuck you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But then I mean, even with the trade, you know, you still get to utilize the same psyche, and maybe you get to bring back a little bit more ish. You know, because you can add name value, you can convince someone that, hey, this is the player that you want for your playoff run. The problem with the trade scenario is, fuck, I just hooked you up. I'd much rather him go to the team that is 0-3. It's probably not going to make it. They got top waiver priority.
Yep.
Let me snag something, you know, off their team, you know. Maybe they got too many quarterbacks. They drop a Jordan Love. Okay,
I would
boom.
say if you trade him, you have to look 4 weeks ahead of time. Look at your team. Look at where you think you might be 4 weeks ahead of time. And if you don't get 2 of your weak spots fixed, let's say you have no real backup tight end, and let's say your flex play is a sketchy wide receiver. If you don't get a solid flex play and a solid backup tight end for CMC, you lose. Whether or not CMC plays or not. I mean, because this guy could. I mean, for all we know, CMC could come back week after next and ball the fuck out and blow all our minds away, right? We don't know that. But if you're trading him away, you better set your team up for 4 weeks from now when it's going to matter. When you're, you know, let's say you're 5-2 or something like that. And
exactly.
You're right there.
You're trying to predict the value of a stock that you realistically you don't know. Like it's all about how you deal with volatility when addressing Christian McCaffrey, when addressing. I mean, let's be.
Well, and then I would also.
Whenever they go deep, you know, whenever they go deep in the offs, they do this thing the next year where they're going to get there. We're going to see them in the actual, like, you know, NFL playoffs, but it's going to be a rocky road to get there. Sometimes
I would also say
is a detriment.
I would say this too. If you watch the 49ers and you have their players, and Mike touched on it a little bit, there's a big problem. And the number one problem is not so much Ayuk. Brock Purdy sucks.
No, he doesn't. Brock Purdy's a fucking baller.
Hold on.
Now,
Time out.
Stop it.
No.
No.
Both of you. Hold on.
Wait.
I'm going to throw it back in a sec. I want to say
hurry
one
up.
thing.
Make it quick.
I've been saying he's a system quarterback for 2 years, and you've been telling me I'm dumb.
Ooh.
You.
Yes, me. Okay. All right. Now let me continue. Let me keep telling both of you why both are.
That's why I wanted to say that.
Where's your fantasy points without CMC?
Well, you didn't have to. You didn't. Yeah. That wasn't even needed. Okay. So now just to fuck up both of you in the same damn breath. Listen. What else do y'all want from this man? Y'all basically, like I said last season, all right, when he was already killing it. Y'all motherfuckers did not use this excuse with any other quarterback, you know, prior to that has done the things that he has done. All right, homie, y'all want Brock Purdy to fucking walk on water.
No.
He had none of his weapons and made Juwan Jennings a fucking league winner last year.
I get that.
Or last
what I'm
week.
saying is, overall, he has done nothing different than Jimmy fucking G.
Yeah, that's what we're saying is without CMC, Brock Purdy is not a league-winning quarterback like people hype him up to be. He's not QB 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And without CMC, yeah, sure, Juwan Jennings has showed up. Ayuk hasn't done anything. Kittle's been off and on. But Purdy is not, right now, if you have Purdy, like in our Veterans League that we're in, Purdy is quarterback number 11. That's okay. It's a 14-man league. That's okay. This isn't a league-winning quarterback.
With the QB 11, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about without CMC, Purdy's value drops a lot. Purdy's value drops.
Yes.
Okay. I'm looking at his advanced stats right now. Yes, he has the third most. Hold on, let me get the actual number before Robbie yells at me. He has the third most amount of passing yards. Yes, he has 4 touchdowns. Yes, 3 of those were in one freaking game to Juwan freaking Jennings.
Look, don't worry. Later in his career, okay?
Robbie's like, we're going to come back to this.
He's gonna go
let me
somewhere
ask you this. No, so let me ask you a question.
He's gonna win 2 Super Bowls with Sam.
No, that's fine, but I'm going to ask you one question, and this is big for the Niners. The question I'm about to ask you is gigantic for the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
He is Mr. Irrelevant, and he's outperformed that 1,000%.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with that. Is he worth a top 5 NFL QB contract next year when he's going to start negotiating?
$55 million a year is the bottom line, I'd probably say.
Yeah, you're going to have to.
I never said you're not going to have to. Is it just? What you're about to say is the same thing Taco says about Daniel Jones, so be careful.
Yes, I do feel that it's just.
Right.
I do
because
feel that it's
the
just.
problem is they're going to end up paying him, and because of that, there's going to be people they can't pay.
They have to.
They got to get rid of.
Yeah, they have to pay him, but also we're talking about an organization that does one thing really well, and that's bringing the right people to replace people after they leave. Like,
I'm not denying that.
I could see this contract.
This isn't an organization that has like bullshit veterans to like teach the youngins whenever they come in. No, like okay, not the team as a whole, but you just look at Seattle's defense. Like, you still see so many remnants of it's because you learn from
Oh yeah.
You just see it, yeah.
Bobby Wagner, the linebackers still play like Bobby Wagner. Yeah. I get it.
Still play like Sherman.
So I feel like even when Debo goes on and Kittle retires and Trent, I think they're getting coached up well enough, and we're seeing that, and we've seen that. We're going to still be competitive. They may not be the same Niners, but they'll still be competitive. Brock Purdy just turn the ball over a whole hell of a lot.
I think John Lynch in San Francisco convinced Brock Purdy to take like a 3-year deal at like $60 million a year.
I think it's going to end up being. I don't think he's going to sign like a $50-60 million deal. I think it's going to end up being like Brady, where he
does a team friendly, like $40 million.
Team friendly.
Brock Purdy gives those vibes.
It's going to be successful.
Brock Purdy gives those vibes. This dude's out here doing fucking.
I agree. But what I'm saying is, if he doesn't do that, that's only a year away. All I'm saying is, if he doesn't do that, your prediction of him winning 2 Super Bowls with the Niners will not come true.
No, he'll get tagged and traded on the tag.
No,
it won't come true if he does not do that.
I think he does team-friendly shit to keep the band together.
Which is fine.
Yeah. Like, I think that we see the Brady approach, just because, like, Brady, again, was not, like, a highly, like, drafted guy,
6th round.
Yep, 6th round.
I would also say over the course of, let's say our lifetimes, right? Mike's a little bit older than me. I'm a little bit older than you. Let's say over the course of our lifetimes, with the exception of, one player in Deion Sanders,
Let's
the
go.
49ers have done a really good job of managing talent and contracts and everyone understanding what they're doing.
Damn it.
Ayuk got overpaid, but whatever. They were kind of in this weird situation with Ayuk. I'm not kind of counting that. But San Francisco players have always bought in. They've always bought into the team. They've bought into what's going on. That owner does a really good job. The GMs have done a good job.
No, they could not have Bryce Young in the playoffs.
I think they'll find a good way to get this done. But anyway, I'm done on that topic. That topic's been straight murked.
Yep.
Robbie, where are you at? Robbie, where are you at in the game?
We just got the pick, and we give them the, we let them know what time it is.
I just got it too, so I just want to make sure that who was ahead or whatever.
We on these boys' head. That shit was almost about to be a 6. That was almost about to be to the crib. I want to see what happens here on this drive before we go into the halftime. Bink. Oh, mother! Hang on to that.
Yeah, you're a little ahead of me. Perfect. Since it's your team, I don't want to react.
I was hoping that the boy. Come on now. Got Snell. Let's go. Fuck around. They put us on prime time. We about to beat up 4-0 Florida. Robbie's Glaze rankings. JD deserved. Burrow, I get it, but I don't know. Purdy, no clue what he sees. 4, Izzy, I'm dead. I'm dead. Look, we're gonna talk a little JD Daniels later.
Yes, we will.
We don't gotta come away with a touchdown right here on this drive. I mean, I'm down with us even taking a field goal.
So he said Izzy, and that made me think. Brock Purdy is the Sean Strickland of the NFL.
Fucking crazy.
This dude is boring as hell to watch, but he gets the job done.
Okay. Since we're waiting, okay, so do we have another topic? Or we just
come on, bro.
Yeah, we've got the Arizona Commanders topic, bro.
No, we don't.
No, we're waiting. Okay,
Yeah,
so if we're gonna go to halftime. We're talking about this drive. I want to bring something else up about Brock Purdy real quick. Because I still am not sold on this. And Robbie is sold on Brock. But he never answered the real question that I asked. Robbie, what has Brock Purdy really done more than Jimmy G to give him what you think he does? He hasn't done more than Jimmy got him to a Super Bowl. Brock got him to a Super Bowl.
Why the fuck did we fake it?
I think the biggest difference is one was Mr. Relevant, one was a second round pick that got traded. If Brock Purdy was taken in the first round, we're having a whole different conversation.
Like Garoppolo has kind of always just been that. When thrown and thrust into the fire, Purdy has exceeded every single expectation.
No, I get he's
to me, Garoppolo. I go back to Garoppolo even being in New England. I never felt that. I always felt that Garoppolo was mid.
Oh, I agree that Garoppolo is mid. But what I'm saying is, if you put them together,
hold on. I never felt that he did anything to ever exceed expectations or garner the attention that he was getting from teams to be a starter in the first place.
I will 100% agree with you on that.
So
and that's not what I'm saying.
I don't think that they're the same.
Expectation out of the equation is what I'm saying. Yes, Mr. Irrelevant, the expectation's different than Trevor Lawrence or Daniel Jones, whoever it is, second round pick.
I expect more out of Purdy than I do than everyone else at this point.
But what I'm saying is, if you look at what they've done, not fantasy wise, but what they've done as NFL quarterbacks, for the Niners, it's not much different.
I disagree. But okay.
He's not inactive. Jimmy G almost got an MVP. He almost won a Super Bowl.
I
It's the
respect.
pieces. It's what Jeff said. It's the pieces they've put around both of them. It's not the quarterback. It's the pieces around them.
Don't necessarily fully agree with that. Okay. I agree with it. I agree with it, but not to the extent that you guys are making it. I think.
All right, Robbie put Brock Purdy on Carolina.
Is that any quarterback though? Like we can make that excuse for any quarterback that is pretty much for the most part subpar. But it's the pieces that make them great. I'm not going to take away from a guy who's flourishing just because of this system.
Like, you're saying he's a system quarterback.
Because here's the thing. I don't believe that if they still had Trey Lance, they would have been successful. I don't believe that if they were over Bryce Young, that they would be successful. I don't think that everyone can do it. I think there's a specific set and a skill set that you need to have in order to be able to flourish in the system.
Do you think Brock Purdy is the answer for the next 10 years for 49ers?
I'm not going to say 10 years, but I think the next 3 to 5.
So let me ask you this. Here, let's put it this way. If you can't come up with a contract, do the
Bryce Young's not NFL talented.
If they can't come up with a big contract, or not big, I'm just saying like multi-year, even if it's the 30 mil, whatever, team friendly. If you can't come up with that, if you're the Niners, or if you are John Lynch, because this is what they did with Jimmy G to Brock, and before that too, do you reset, go with another rookie or another vet, whatever the case may be, and let them go, or do you tag them and deal with that for a couple years?
I'm trying to find a way to keep the band together. I'm trying to keep the boys together.
So, yeah, you answered my question.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the boys together. We'll be right back after a couple of quick music videos and these messages from our sponsors. Be sure to catch us. Be sure to catch us Sunday, Rumboyz NFL AM, and as well all day calling, broadcasting NFL Rum Zone. We'll be right back here in just a moment.
Just stick to the plot. Just stick to the plot. Just stick to the plot. And stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to do it just shit. Just stick to the plot. Just stick to the plot. Just stick to the plot. Hey, stick to the script. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to do it just shit. See, next to the funny, you stick to the road to the riches and hope you don't crash like some dummy to get to this money. You cut every piece of the pie to find out you sliced into an onion. Now let's change the subject. These niggas who think they got something, but actually they end up with nothing. It's getting disgusting. I'm tired of the fucking assumptions. I'm about to blow up the corruption, so stick it up. Stick to the plan. When you lose it, gotta get it again. Keep it moving, never stick in the sand. Even when tired, like Michelin man, shit, I know I'm the man, so I don't give a damn about opinions. I'm racking up millions, you stacking up pennies. She throwing it back in the back of the venue. Now we taking off in her man and his feelings. Now back to the business. Back to the lab with my niggas. Actually back doing laps in the trenches. It's my second home. I ain't have to go visit. I stay resident, embedded to living the life of a nigga. By day we just niggas. At night we the victim. The light up, go get 'em, so I'ma go get it. I stick to my plan. I stay on my mission. And stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And and stick to the screen. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to go into shit. Just stick to the top. And stick to the top. And stick to the top. And stick to the screen. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to do what you shit. So this is my message. Sometimes you just living in life, be an actor. Don't try to direct it. Now let's change direction. This life that we live for the lesson. Don't count chickens, start counting blessings before they go missing. I promise you, I'm on a mission. I want something, I'ma go get it. No hidden intentions. I open my eyes, saw my vision. Now everyone see that I'm gifted. I'm rapping like Christmas. You niggas just under a tree. I'm smoking it, not metaphorically. I'm smoking no tree. No one's smoking on me. So when I say you're under it, no, that means me. I'm a poet MC and I'm living my dream. Hoping that hopefully you see the hope in me. And if you don't fuck me, cause I'm all I need. Keep my ear to the game and my mind to the streets. I'm a beast. Stick to the number one mission in hand. Stay true to yourself and give your life meaning. And fuck their opinions, they won't understand. To get to the top, gotta give all you got. Only getting one shot, so give up or not until your heart stops. Gotta stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the screen. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to do what you shit. Just stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the plot. And stick to the screen. Sometimes you get what you get, so don't try to do what you shit. Just stick to the screen.
Hop out in Miami when I'm landing, got no understanding. How to hear I'm burning, or turn me on, you can't understand it. In the club, posted up, they lit up, no matter where I'm standing. Drop GLD for the Cuban link, yeah, you see it there. Might spaz out on some taller shit, no on zero tolerance. Money conversations ain't hard to relate, it's hollering. See my net, they acknowledge it, good friend, go where you're not.
Hey, bro. Yeah. When is this gonna kick in?
When's what gonna kick in?
What is good? What is good? Yeah, big trade in the NBA. Yo, Mike, I saw you vibing to like that last joint. I saw you like kind of like bobbing your head.
I don't think the one you picked was for me picking a seat. I think it's gonna be more money.
What?
Yeah, like random conversation going on right now.
Yeah, he was. He was.
I'm getting on a plane tomorrow.
Oh, nice. Where or to?
Sister-in-law's about to pop.
Oh.
Like this has all happened in the past 18 hours.
Nice.
Yeah. No more Nova Knicks. The Knicks are nearing a trade to send a package surrounding Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, to Minnesota for Karl Anthony Towns. I'm not learning how to say that dude's name.
DiVincenzo?
No, not Dante DiVincenzo. That's Italian, bro. I'm talking about the fucking source's name.
Krasinski?
Krasinski, is that it?
Yeah.
Nope, I miss Woj. Antsy, real antsy. Oh my gosh, that man still got rid of that. Gain of 5. Let's go. Looking a little Mike Gesicki-ish. Let's go ahead. Let's keep the show rolling. We appreciate you guys. We have a lot more football to talk. Cliff Kingsbury and his potential rookie of the year, Jaden Daniels, are set to take on his former rookie of the year, Kyler Murray, and the high-powered Arizona Cardinals offense. All right, that team as a whole that he once coached. Washington fans and media believe that the Commanders have found their franchise quarterback following the win over Cincinnati. Washington will be without Eckler. Arizona will be without Trey McBride. Predictions on this matchup. Also, single QB, start Kyler or Jaden. And Dan, this is one good position to be in. This came into my DM. Mike, you start us off.
All right, so I'm going to answer questions in multiple layers here because that's the only way I know. It's the only way I know how in this one.
Hold on, wait. Before you do. Cheers to me. Cheers to you.
All the Rumboyz.
That's what they do. Dilly. Now continue with your take, my good brother.
All right, so for the outside layer of this onion, because I saw Jeff's little hand motion, and I actually like that analogy right now.
Layers. You sound like Shrek right now.
Onions have layers.
So for the first layer, I want to talk about the Washington freaking Commanders as an organization. What up, Matt? And that is, you're going to hear me say something that I rarely say about this team. So you, in the top corner, better listen, because I don't say this very often.
Ryan, keep going. I'm listening, but...
Oh, shit.
Holding on the offense. Fuck. Keep going.
Your team has actually done something smart.
Yeah, we let Peters cook.
No. Well, yeah. But Jaden Daniels is the answer. He is your next franchise quarterback. As long as he doesn't run himself like freaking RG3, we're going to be perfectly fine.
Whoa. What was that? What was that there, buddy? What the fuck was that?
Tell me I'm wrong.
Huh?
Tell me I'm fucking wrong.
Fuck you.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not
I'm
wrong.
not saying anything that's not wrong.
You're not wrong. You didn't have to do that.
I wrote about it in an article. I did.
Shameless plug.
No, that one was not shameless. That's coming later.
Fuck you.
That's coming later. Trust me.
You just did that.
Okay. Yes, he is the next franchise QB. I think he can. I still think he can finish as a top 5 QB just for fantasy this season.
Guy, let's go.
Okay. When it comes to the Arizona Cardinals, yes, Kyler's going to have a good game. Your passing defense sucks. I'm sorry. He's going to have a great game. The Cardinals are without freaking Trey McBride. That means that freaking MHJ is going to cook.
Bro, he was sliding all last game. Like he was sliding.
Yeah, but he almost. I'm not going to say anymore because I'm going to get yelled at. So I'm done getting scolded by the principal.
Speak your fucking mind.
All right. When it comes to who do I start, it's a effing unfair question. The reason being, when it's the number 2 and the number 4 quarterback on Fantasy Pros ECR, and earlier in the week it was number 1 and number 2 in Fantasy Pros ECR, it's the freaking highest over-under for an Arizona Cardinals game since December of 2021. There is no wrong answer in this one who you start. There's no wrong answer, and that's what I'm sticking to it. Jeffrey, you can go.
Jeffrey.
For-
Jeff, just when I didn't think that your name could get more fucking pasty. Damn. Yo, that was.
And I've got a Darrell Revis jersey on though, so kind of like.
Channel. Yo, that man just Jeffrey.
So for me, like I'll start with I'll start with one, and I'll just make it simple. I think you start Kyler, and the reason why I say I think you start Kyler, if you haven't paid attention to the Arizona Cardinals, most of you know I've now lived in Phoenix for like a month now. That front seven is dangerous as shit, and I'm concerned that Jaden is going to get a lot of pressure, and we're not going to get a lot of good looks out of Jaden. Not saying he's not going to do well. I just think Kyler has a lot more potential for a big game than Jaden does. So
I hope you're listening.
So I'll take Jaden on, or I'll take Kyler. And I also think Kyler's running ability is going to come into big play during this game because there are some 2 big fatties in the center of that defensive line for Washington that is going to push Kyler outside of the tackle box almost every single throw. So I see Kyler probably getting over 60 yards rushing, and he's going to drop that ball deep. I think the Cardinals win this game. I think they win it based on the fact that the secondary is pretty bad down there in Washington. Front seven's doing a pretty good job over there in Arizona. I actually like the backup tight end in Higgins for Arizona. Kyler seemed to develop pretty well with him. The running game is going to go well for Washington. I think Washington can win this game if they keep the ball on the ground. If they keep it in Jaden's hand, I don't think they win this game. This game is a very fun game to watch. It's a very interesting game to watch. And my favorite part about this game, like bar none, and probably the last 2 weeks, everyone is talking about Cliff Kingsbury. You can guess 60% of the people who watch NFL, they don't know who the hell the head coach is of the Washington Commanders. They assume it's Cliff Kingsbury. That's what he's done with Jaden Daniels, and that to me is impressive.
I respect that. I don't think that people do that. I think that people do respect Quinn. I think that people put some respect on Quinn's name, and I think that because of what he did in Dallas, and bringing that over to Washington, to a division rival.
But I think Jeff has an interesting perspective on it purely because where he's at right now, too. And I think that's also very interesting in the sense of what Jeff's saying. People down there are acting like, Kingsbury is in charge of it, and I understand where he's coming from.
There's some Cliff Kingsbury glaze, if you will. I'm gonna go ahead and get into my take.
No, I'm afraid of this one.
Take's already over. Mike, next topic.
He's gonna bring out the gold. He's gonna bring out the gold jacket in a second. Watch.
Hey, don't get mad, get glad. All right, let's first start this off with 3.5 is the spread. 49 on the over-under. Washington, dogs, 145. You got Cardinals at the 175 favorite. If we can repeat, not fully 100% repeat, not clone what we did. Okay, when I say repeat, I don't want people to think that I'm asking for a Xerox copy of the game plan that we utilized against Cincinnati. Cincinnati was a different team. You had to play them differently. I think that if we could play this with tempo, Cliff Kingsbury brought up something very, very interesting in a presser. I want to say it was yesterday, maybe even today. I know for a fact that I really keyed in on it. I think it was yesterday, and I keyed in on it a little bit more today. And Cliff Kingsbury said, "Hey, like, you know, the question was asked. Jaden hasn't thrown an interception yet. You know, he hasn't forced a turnover this season. You know, for his position. You know, what are your thoughts about that? How are you guys approaching that?" And then Quinn was also asked the same question. But Cliff Kingsbury's response to that was, "We're not built to handle a lot of turnovers. So we're trying to make sure that we can still win football games but also still simultaneously develop." And then when Quinn was asked, "Hey, we have a group of veterans that can go out there, that can, you know, get the job done for us. They can also at the same time be bringing along these younger guys." I do believe that you are going to see ball distribution throughout this offense. I think there is going to become a point. Tuesdays, we do the goal line goons with Taco and myself, okay? When I have to talk about waiver wire, I think there's going to be an episode here probably within the next week, 2 weeks, where I'm talking about either you adding Luke McCaffrey or De'Ami Brown. I think that we are going to see ball distribution. I think that we are going to see this offense begin trusting Jaden with the keys to the Rari a little bit more.
I'm already adding De'Ami in deeper leagues.
Exactly. I've already started doing it here and there in certain locations in certain places. You know, I do think that this offense is going to be able to spread the ball, so on and so forth. Noah Better Brown, I'm dead. But I do think that, you know, we're going to start seeing that a little bit more. I do think that also you are going to have to start game planning for, okay, am I planning for the pass or am I planning for the run? Right now, all the defenses can really do is try and key in on the run and stop that. Okay, let's fucking go. Hokies into the rum zone. With that being said, and with that being stated, I am taking us on the money line 4-145 as dogs. If you looked at the spread last week, okay, I'm not bringing money line into this, but if you just look at the spread, dogs were a 50-50 shot. I'm willing to roll that same philosophy into this week, but I'm now willing to apply that to the money line.
Well, I think
but this is the upset that I'm picking.
Your resurgence of Zach Ertz, I think, has a lot to do with this offense as well.
That resurgence of Zach Ertz is nasty. That resurgence of Zach, and don't let it get to a point to where last year McLaurin didn't get his first touchdown until week 5. He just got his first touchdown in week fucking 3. If he starts hitting a stride with him and Daniels together, and this now becomes a thing, you saw the glow in both of their eyes when they connected for that. It was like, oh, I could trust you like that.
Yeah, that pass was dope, bro. That pass was dope.
It's been the most viral fucking play, like all across. I'm seeing fans of other teams share my team's shit. Jeff, Mike, you both follow me on all social media, basically. My followers don't share my Commander's shit. I've been getting blown up over Commander's shit and Commander's talk.
That's because now there's hope. I have a friend who's never bought a football jersey in his life, big ass football fan. His first jersey ever, Jaden Daniels. Just saying.
Look at that. We're converting new fucking fans as the days go by. look, that's all I have for that topic. As far as how you're maneuvering McBride and Eckler, with the Eckler situation, hopefully, maybe you had like a running back coming back off of an IR, like a Kenneth Walker or something, to where like that can be a positive situation for you. More than likely, that's not.
If you're maneuvering the Eckler situation, I would tell you to take either one of the backups from Houston or Kansas City. They're going to be on the waiver wire.
Exactly. I would be willing to gamble throwing out fucking Hunt if like you're really hurting at the Eckler situation. If you have Eckler was more likely lined up in your flex. I don't think that for many rosters he was an RB2. I think there's probably a few, but I think that it's a rarity. Honestly. Yeah. Now with the Trey McBride situation, we talked about this Tuesday night, Taco and I, going back and looking at the data. Like tight ends are a fucking wasteland. You can basically, I got a little bit of smoke for this, but I don't give a fuck. You can stream tight ends at this point.
Well, you got Atkins this week with Njoku out.
Yeah, you got Atkins with Njoku out.
Higgins with McBride out.
Yeah, I don't think that lightning strikes in a fucking bottle twice with Fant, but I mean, you got Fant out there.
Hall's probably still out there somewhere. Somehow they're running a 2 wide receiver, 2 tight end offense, and they're all fucking reliable. I don't know.
Jonnu is getting added and dropped every other fucking week. People are running around dropping Likely. People are running around I've seen people getting fed up with fucking Andrews.
I saw Andrews dropped.
Yeah.
First of all, his name is 8-9.
8-9. Fucking Gator. 8-9. So yeah, if you're navigating the McBride situation, I really don't care if you stream. K. Dotton is so fucking weird because K. Dotton is always on the field when you look at snap share. He's 65% all the time, damn near almost close to 70% of the time on the field.
Well, I would save K. Dotton for the topic about Philly Tampa.
Right. No, I'm just throwing it out there. We're probably not going to end up talking about K. Dotton in that situation. Let's go ahead. We're going to keep it moving. Keep running. Sam Darnold knee bruise. We're gonna move from one game to another. Okay, we're gonna get into divisional matchup talk. Sam Darnold knee bruise. Sounds like he's gonna be playing. Okay, guys, we can relax. We can chill. Everyone that has Sam Darnold is starting him this week. Take a deep breath with me. All right, we're okay. All right. Don't worry. I have both these quarterbacks on the exact same roster in my big money league. So this topic strikes home for me.
1 QB or super?
1 QB. Yeah. So let's go. Touchdown Hokies.
Well, then maybe I'm glad the Hokies are winning because the reason I wanted the Hokies to lose was selfish.
I have a feeling that was an attack towards me, but fuck you.
No, it's not an attack towards you. It's the fact that there was a slight chance that I was going to be able to go see Louisville and Miami play when I'm in Kentucky. And if that was a matchup of freaking an undefeated Miami and Louisville in primetime and I was there, I would have lost my shit.
Oof. Hey, well, I'm happy I can make it more interesting for you.
I don't know if I'm going, but...
So Sam Darnold, knee bruise, but will play. On the other side of the field, we have Packers being very close to the vest about Jordan Love. His status is questionable at the given moment. Monitor it for a game time decision. My questions here, everyone's questions, the questions that I've been seeing all over social media and even in my own DMs. If Jordan Love is playing, are you starting him? That Packers defense really honestly gets after it. Does Sam Darnold potentially get brought back down to earth? And fuck it, might as well throw out some pick'ems while we're at it.
So it's me. First of all, fuck you, Sam Darnold. Where was that when you were on the Jets? I hate you forever.
It was Adam Gase's fault. Don't forget that.
It was Adam Gase's fault, but still, I hate you forever. Fuck you. Um, uh, yeah, man, I'm for the love thing. It's rough because Malik Willis went fucking ham last week, and so if Love is not 100%, if he's like 80%, I could see them going Malik Willis. But if Love plays, if they say Love is starting, you start Love, no questions asked. Because Minnesota Vikings couldn't stop the pass for the last decade, and they still can't today. As far as Sam Darnold, I'm not worried about Sam Darnold going up against Green Bay. He's getting Addison back, and Naylor may be the hottest receiver in the NFL right now. That dude is on straight fire.
Receiver 33, right? I think. Yeah.
Like but from his position, like let's say from where he was, like he's on fire right now. And then you add Addison back in it. I don't like the backfield setup for Minnesota a whole lot. But if you're going to tell me that Aaron Jones didn't tell the Minnesota a little bit about what's going on in Green Bay, I think you're smoking a bunch of crack. Aaron Jones is probably going to give him a little bit of a heads up. Sam Darnold is locked in. I think he's going to stay locked in. And I actually think Justin Jefferson eats in this game. I honestly think he does. He's played against the Packers a lot. I think he straight eats in this game. I don't think Sam Darnold comes down. The only way Sam Darnold comes back down to earth is maybe the only weakness on that, like true weakness on that team, which is the offensive line.
The Packers,
Green Bay
have
can get after it.
as well. Like, and that's why I bring the question up is because the Packers have a good defense.
They do. And that's why I'm concerned about the offensive line.
Vikings number one defense in fantasy right now. But I mean the Packers are what, like 6?
They're close. Yeah, they're close.
4th or 6th. Yeah.
But Jordan Love finds a way to make it work. And when Jordan Love is healthy, that guy with the ball can be surgical. It may not, he finds a way to get the ball to guys. I mean, I think last year he had his air yards versus after catch are one of the best in the league. Like he puts the ball on the money. There's not a lot of after catch. He puts the ball right on the money. But start Love if you got him. I don't think Sam Darnold takes a drop this week, but I would say if you have Sam Darnold and another top 10 QB because somehow you got lucky and nobody can pass this year at all, I would definitely coin toss that shit Sunday morning. Because the Packers can get after it. They do have a good secondary, and there's definitely some questions at offensive line. But if Jefferson, Addison, and Naylor are firing on all cylinders, this is a 300-yard game for Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I'm at the point where and that specifically that I'm talking about, I'm starting. Yeah, I'm starting Darnold. I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I have Jordan Love. Jordan Love was the QB that I originally drafted with Cousins as a backup, but I went ahead and I dropped Cousins when I picked up Darnold. I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna get on this train while smoking. So yeah. Rick, what's good? What's good? Mike, how do you feel?
Mike looks angry.
Fucking playing his light in the background right now.
Mike looks mad as hell right now.
He's muted.
Mike, welcome back to reality.
What the fuck?
I've gone from flying out to tomorrow morning, from then flying out Sunday instead. Now I just found out that I'm probably flying tomorrow morning again.
Okay, so that's why Mike's mad. Okay.
At like 6:37 a.m. And I'm flying with my mother for the first time since I was 5 years old.
Oh my god.
Don't worry, you can still sit on her lap. It's fine.
Holy shit.
I'm not from Arkansas.
Let's get your
take. All right, so I differ from Jeff a little bit. But the
I
one
hate
thing
it.
I agree on completely, and I know I agree with you, and I know I agree with Jeff on this one. I'm all in on Sam Darnold. Until he bites me in the ass, I'm all in on Sam. Not just because of what I did last week, and I'm not going to get up and circle the table again. I'm staying sitting down. But
You're doing a lot right now. Go ahead.
huh?
Go ahead.
Yes, exactly. So I do think Sam's going to have a good game, no matter what the situation. I'm not as negative as Mr. Jeff the Scout on the Minnesota Vikings backfield situation. If I remember right, he was negative about Aaron Jones when he was a Packer, so it's just continued.
Oh, Aaron Jones is going to snap.
I think Aaron's going to have a great game. So, the other side of the ball. Yes, he is right. Jordan Love will yes, he is right that the Minnesota Vikings defense cannot stop the pass. But I'm going to actually compare them to a team from about 4 or 5 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, Robbie. It was right when I met you. This team.
Wow.
But back then, what did I yell about my team every freaking week on camera? What was the words?
Bend and don't break.
But what did I say? Bend and shatter. Because
bend and shatter. Yeah.
Okay, that's what this defense reminds me of. Flores is a good DC. Flores can get the pressure.
You get the pressure there for damn sure.
But they still give up the passing yards.
Yep.
This is where me and Jeff disagree. I am sitting Jordan Love if I can. You are making the right decision Robbie, you are making the right decision if you start Sam Darnold over Jordan Love. Now, this is where both of you are probably going to choke on your drink.
I'm already doing
But
it.
this is where you guys are both going to probably choke on your drink when I say this. I would consider sitting Jordan Love in super flex if I could do it.
No, Jordan Love is back, and I have both of them. I'm firing them both up. I don't give a fuck.
I said I would consider. I'm not saying I would do it.
Yeah, I don't think I could. I don't think I could.
And when it comes to pick him,
I think if he's back, he's back.
I think Green Bay is going to win this game.
Because he's been trying to rush himself back, and I don't know if it's necessarily just him rushing himself back or if he just naturally has been feeling better, like that much better day by day by day. He had a really good practice today. From what was leaked, they're, like I said, they're being very close to the best with this one. I don't like it just as much as anyone else. Anyone else that has Jordan Love on a roster, I'm like, fuck, like this sucks. I've even tried to package him and Dobbs together. It's like Dobbs is only successful with Jordan Love. He's not successful with Willis, a player that you should probably be patient with in fantasy because I think eventually they'll get it together. They'll get back on the same page. But yeah. So that's what I'd say. Yeah. As far as who I have in this matchup, give me Minnesota all the way. I think that Minnesota just beats the dog shit out of.
I think they do win, but I don't think it's a dog shit.
We'll see. All righty, we got two more. Really quick, getting into the next one here. The Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Sheagles. I'm sorry. I mean Eagles. Sorry. My bad. The Philadelphia Eagles find themselves once again without both of their star wide receivers. That's Devonta Smith and A.J. Brown. No? When I wrote this, they were both out. Yeah, I was about to say, they're both out.
One's questionable, one's out.
But yeah. It's looking like right now, from the last report that I got, is that it's looking like neither are going to play.
One's for sure. One's ruled out. One is like.
Yeah. Don't worry. You're not playing Jahan Dotson. It's irrelevant. This becomes a Dallas Goedert game. Anyways, they have to take on Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. things have seemed to be moving right on pace for Tampa Bay. A little bit probably better than expected for that team. How are you pivoting around the injuries, mainly with Philly, to be honest? And then on the Tampa side, are we finally looking at Bucky Irving taking over the backfield from Rachaad White?
He's questionable.
Who?
Bucky.
Well, he put that out before that.
Yeah, but I heard that he didn't play.
Oh, he is now? Okay.
Yeah.
I saw this morning. No, I saw like at 4:00 this afternoon that it was like questionable.
No, he's in, bro. Okay. But I think you're up, Mike.
Yep,
all right. When it comes to the Eagles, you're right. It's Dallas Goedert, but I'm going to give you a sneaky one as well. And no, it's not Jahan Dotson. There's a league that I am decimated. It's a very deep league. And I am starting from Florida State. Rookie Johnny freaking Wilson. Wow. I'm not saying he's going to have a great game, but because he's so big and because he's so meaty, he might as well
be a no diddy. Whoa.
That's not what I meant. You know it. Okay. I think he could be
Jerry Jones over here.
I think he could be a red zone target. Hey, if I had Jerry's money, whatever. Okay, if I no, not like
that's just getting these guys in trouble.
Okay, if I think he could have red zone targets because of his height and his size, but you're right when it comes to the fact that it's going to be a Dallas Goedert game. But my favorite one on this team, I mean, obviously anyway, is Mr. Saquon Barkley. When it comes to the other side of the ball, I am going to be nice. There is a target that I like on this team very, very much. But I will digress from talking about him. I do think that it's going to be him that's going to get the targets. But I want to talk about the quarterback. And here is where you called me out earlier, Jeff, and I said, wait for it in the show. In my article coming out tomorrow on Dynasty Nerds, Baker Mayfield is my one quarterback starter of the week. And I think he's going to be a top 10 play against his Philadelphia secondary who likes to give up the pass play. So that's what I think about that. I am sold on Baker getting back into his good graces after a rough start against the Denver Broncos last week. But other than that, Jeff, who is the wide receiver that you want to talk about?
So the wide receiver I want to talk about, my must start of the week, is Chris Godwin. Philly might have the worst secondary in the NFL right now. Cooper DeJean can't play. Their first-round pick can't play. This shit is just a disaster. Godwin is going to go absolutely crazy this game. I would not be surprised if Godwin goes over 100 yards and 2 TDs. My big concern here is Baker Mayfield. And I say that because Baker Mayfield, last time I looked, I think is the most sacked quarterback in the NFL.
Yes.
And the Eagles are pretty damn good at getting to the quarterback, regardless of whether or not Nick Sirianni's on the hot seat right now. That team can get to the quarterback. I do think this is the week that Bucky Irving takes over for Rachaad White. I don't think it's that big of a surprise, though. Rachaad White was never anything super epic special. Bucky Irving's pretty good, but that offensive line is so bad, who cares? It doesn't matter. I'm avoiding all Philadelphia Eagles players, period, except for Saquon. I don't even like Barkley in this match.
I got to play Goddard where I have him.
I don't even like Goddard in this matchup because I feel that the safety's going to drop down and get Goddard because there ain't nobody else in the goddamn field. So Barkley's the only one I like to play. But I am concerned about Tampa going forward. If Baker keeps getting hit like this, Baker's not going to be around very much longer. I don't care who's going around. So Godwin's going to be a lock of the week. I think Tampa wins this game just based on the fact that Philly has no offense and their defense sucks. But if Baker keeps getting sacked 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times a game, there's a problem in Tampa. And there is no fix, as everyone knows, for the offensive line mid-season.
No, yeah. I mean, that's any team for damn sure. Once the offensive line is gone to shit, it's gone to shit. I'm gonna roll with my biases on this take. I am gonna take Tampa to cover that 1.5. Actually, I'm gonna take Tampa as dogs at the 105. And Baker, I believe one of these things has to give in this matchup. And I'm sorry, I just don't trust Philly with the amount of injuries to be able to keep being sustainable. It looked okay last week, but like it wasn't like one of those wins where it was like, oh my gosh, like I fear the next team they have to face. Like I feel like that enough data could have been gathered from that game against the Saints where like Tampa is able to be like, okay, that was cute what you did last week, but we can match that energy. The NFC South is fucking lit right now. Surprisingly enough, a division that many of us had already written off before the season had even kicked off, and here we are in week 3, and we're talking about and we're talking about the NFC South. Okay. All righty, let's go ahead. Let's keep it moving. Let's get into.
Do you want to do the college one or do you want to do picks?
We're doing well. That topic is all in one. So give me your best bet for the weekend. Give me your must start for fantasy. And go and give me your pick 'em on Georgia, Florida.
All right. So my must start, I already told you, was Godwin. That would segue into a second top or into another topic. So I'll give you a second one, and it's the same player 2 weeks in a row. It's Brock Bowers again. Michael Mayer's out. Devontae Adams is out. The ball's got to go somewhere. It's going to go to Brock. That should be easy. I took, the low hanging fruit there. Whatever. Fuck y'all. My pick for NFL, I'm taking the Raiders +2. I think they've got this over the Browns. The Browns are in shambles right now. Deshaun Watson, there's been articles about is he getting benched? Is he not getting benched? Receivers aren't playing well. Running backs aren't playing well. That defense doesn't look like what it used to be. Raiders are coming off a huge win, and Minshew knows that his job is on the line every single game. And I think that's going to put a fire under him in this game. And the spread is only +2. So field goal, it's a field goal game. I'll give you one for college because I always give you one for college. This one's called Wrong Team Favored. Oklahoma +1. Auburn is number 1 in the FBS for interceptions with 8 interceptions to start the year. They are now going to their second quarterback on the depth chart. Oklahoma is third in the FBS, 4 turnovers with over 10 turnovers so far this year. Sure, Auburn is an SEC team. Auburn may be the worst team in the SEC this year. Oklahoma got their ass handed to them by Tennessee, but Tennessee's a national contender. Don't let that stop you. Oklahoma's got a badass team, and at +1, that's an easy money lock. So that's what I got for your for your fantasy start, your NFL start, your college start. As for Bama, UGA, I'm taking Bama because UGA looks like they have the worst offense they've had in the last 7 years. How you barely beat Kentucky as the number 1 team, this is bad for Georgia. And I think this signals a downfall for Georgia. We are seeing less high-end recruits go to Georgia. They're starting to go to other places, NIL, whatever. This is not a good sign for Georgia. When you barely beat Kentucky, when you're in a close game with Kentucky at any point in time, and you're the number 1 team in the country, it's a problem. I don't care who you are. It's a problem. Kentucky is not that team. I'm taking Bama. Jalen Milroe's running for that Heisman, and I think he's going to get all over this team.
Okay. I am hooking something up really quick for the chat. Just because I love you guys, and I appreciate you. So far, really quick, it sounds like as a consensus, we took the Bucks over the Eagles. You guys took Cardinals over Washington. I took Washington, so I'm sorry. I went Vikings over the Packers. Yeah, we're okay with that.
I'm with that. Yeah, I'm with it. I'm with it.
And which means now at this point, we literally just have to. I have to give my NFL pick, my must start, and then I'm gonna give my college pick. What the fuck? No flag? Yeah, okay, there. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a flag. Yeah, that was definitely offsides. So Mike's not here right now. So we are gonna put a pick in for Mike. I know that Lucas Oil can get ratchet. I know that motherfucker can get loud. I'm not a believer in Anthony Richardson. And I don't think that Mike is realistically either. I haven't consulted him on this take, but he had
the Steelers were my number 2. So if someone took the Raiders, Steelers were my number 2.
Yeah. So for our Mike pick with this, I am going Steelers -2. Okay. Jeff, really quick, you said you had, what was your pick again? You said the Raiders.
Raiders. Yeah, Raiders +2.
Okay. All right. Now, I'm not sure who Mike would say his first start is or his must start is, so I'll leave that off. For my must start, okay, my must start is tough because I don't want to try and lean into any type of biases, and I probably shouldn't even focus on this position realistically because it hasn't been deserving of realistically a lot of conversation. But I am going to continue starting Mike Gesicki. I am going to keep getting.
We're going back-to-back tight ends on this one.
I am going to keep getting Sicky with Gesicki. Well, because I feel like that's where people probably need the most help. I'm not going to front. I feel like that people are smart enough to figure out their other positions. You know? And I think that where everyone is really questioning is that separation of that couple of points that gets you over the edge or maintains keeping you competitive. And I think that we really see that at the tight end position. Another must start for me is going to be the Chiefs defense. All right. Hey, that ain't my problem. That ain't my problem. Not no more.
Not no more.
Yep. Anyways. Where was I? Oh my gosh. That just caught me completely off guard. Yeah, let's just go ahead and let's get into my my Georgia Bama pick. Yo, y'all are a mess. I can't believe y'all really did that. Oh, wait. We have to get into my pick for NFL. So yeah, my must start, Mike Gesicki. We're gonna keep getting Gesicki. The Detroit Lions -3.5 against the Seattle Seahawks. Seattle has a damn good defense that can definitely keep them competitive, and Detroit will definitely let you march down and score against them. But if this gets within a breath of 2-minute drill and the Lions have the ball last, and they're going to march down, they're going to score that touchdown. I wholeheartedly believe in that. So give me the Lions -3.5. That's my NFL pick. Rick's like, don't go Lions.
Leave the Seattle fan.
I know he's a Seattle fan. Yeah, I'm like I've already made my pick. I've already said it. Like I'm live. I can't walk it back. 39-12 on Monday Hawks. Look, I'm just saying.
Well,
I'm just saying.
there
All right.
and then there should be a guy that everyone's already starting, but I think Worthy is in must start this weekend for sure. This seems like the game that Worthy is going to just absolutely run all over on. The way this team is set up and with Worthy,
I hope so.
um, this seems like the type of game that he's just gonna. I mean, Derwin James is out. There is no elite safety back there, and if anybody's paying attention to the San Diego Chargers, they don't got a corner worth a goddamn. So the only person who could stop Worthy is not playing in this game. So I mean, Worthy should just eat this game.
So, okay, I like the Worthy call. I pray. Getting into my Georgia Alabama take. You went Alabama, right?
I went Bama, yeah, and that hurts me to an undeniable level
You
that I
went on the
cannot
line?
comprehend.
Did you go on the line or the spread? No, it doesn't.
I'll take Bama across the board. I'll take them spread. I'll take them line. It doesn't matter. I think they beat UGA. I cry deeply as I say these words. Because third Sunday in October, everyone knows what it is. I hate this team, but I'll take them every which way. I will take Bama. I will take Bama the money. I will take them on the spread, and I will take the over.
Hey, Aiden. Sometimes I get them wrong. Okay, I was hype. All right, let me fucking live. For me, Georgia. Let me go ahead and take Georgia. All right. Ain't no play in GA. Because look. Here's the thing. Like Alabama,
Okay,
Georgia.
Pastor Troy.
Pastor Troy. Hey, let's go. I'm glad you caught that reference. Left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Get on up. So yeah, I am gonna roll Georgia over Bama. Look, it ain't too far. That ain't too far for them Trojans. They'll make the drive to Bama and they'll beat the
Well, and
state.
it's the first time Bama's been a dog at home in like 10 years or something like that. That's what I heard. It's been a long time.
Like he said, no, I'm right. Yo, Pastor Troy was the shit, bro. So no, like, yeah, that's how I'm rolling. Let me go ahead and let's do a quick review ski, right?
Run
Hold on 1 second. Okay. So 5 wins, 7-12 and 56 cents. All right. This is not boosted. This is flat out. I have not added any boost to this yet. Detroit Lions, 3.5. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, money line. Washington Commanders, money line. Vikings, money line. A lot of dogs in this fight, huh? Pittsburgh Steelers by 2. Raiders covered 2. Georgia money line.
And I had Oklahoma +1. You can take the money line on that one though.
You have Oklahoma +1.
Yeah, you can take the money line on it though. They're gonna fucking mop the dog shit out of Auburn.
Let me see. What time they play? Oh my gosh, we're done for. Virginia Tech's cooked. All right, you said Oklahoma. Hold on, let me find it. Yo, the one thing about scrolling through the college slate on PC, bro, is like pain in the fucking ass. All right, so you're taking Oklahoma on the money line.
You're
All right. I'll add that in there. 5 wins, 14, 11, and 15 cents.
nice.
All righty. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Rumboyz After Dark. It's your boy Rumboyz Robbie. That's the homie Jeff the Scout. This is where y'all can find us. Wait, point to yours. Yeah. That's where y'all can find us. Cheers to me. Cheers to you. All the Rumboyz girls, what to do. Like, comment, subscribe. Leave a nice comment on your way out to help the algorithm over like in the actual comment section. Show each other some love. Follow each other. Get to know each other from the chat. We're building a community here. We love you guys. We appreciate you. Dilly dilly. We out. Cheers.